Hello everyone, welcome, third time in a row I think this is, Resonators, ranked replays, woo! Oh, I'm sorry, they've been doing quite relatively well for me, 50-50 win-loss rate, it's not the worst, yeah, believe it or not, I can actually play around a lot, as we'll see with this replay versus Orcust, which you might think Orcust will just completely stomp, but no, mostly because he's a fool. This is why you should probably read your cards, because this guy doesn't read his cards. I don't know why it's showing my profile picture to be the cup, because it's not. Whatever. I'll show you when he stops reading. But yeah. He's playing Playmaker. I don't know what... He was playing 3 effects, which made it so he kind of naturally stalled out the game. But yeah, this hand isn't the best, but we did draw Red Rain, which means we can do some funky stuff. Which means we can very easily go into Red Nova. Anyway, so we use the skill, get rid of Crimson Resonator, send Wonder King Wildwind from the deck, get Red Sprinter, summon Red Sprinter effect will resurrect Crimson Resonator, tune them both off into Red Rising Dragon effect will resurrect Crimson Resonator, then will Crimson Resonator effect to grab Red Resonator and Force Resonator from the deck. Red Resonator's effect will activate, gaining us 2100 life points from the Red Rising. Then we'll tune both Force and Red Rising off into Scarlight. Then we'll tune everything away for Red Nova, set Red Rain, and pass. He activates Orchestrated Return, bringing out, discarding Heart Horror, draw 2. Special Summons Link Slayer. This forces out the Red Rain, which, if you will read right here, also, the remaining face-up monsters on the field are unaffected by other card effects, except their own until the end of this turn. Remember that. Right now, Red Nova is a 5,000 unaffected monster. It's just the arrival, but it also does some attack chicanery. Anyway, he's just kind of going Orcust. Orcust don't really have a linear combo as far as I'm aware. There's sort of a linear one, but like you can always change up depending on your hand. Anyway, he summons Galley effect. Setting release, which I wasn't paying attention to, but he sets release. Then he sets another card, activates 3 effects, which lets him gain 1800 life points for some reason. He does that, whatever. Anyway, he activates Symbol Skeleton to resurrect Heart Horror. Then Xyz summons into Din. Din, well, his effect fizzles and he passes. At this point, my turn, Red Nova is affected by card effects. There's a point later in the game where he could have easily won if he just remembered. If he just read, honestly. Okay, so he warning points that. Whatever. We special summon Wonder King Wildwind anyway, just for more bodies, really. Then we Wonder King Wildwind from the graveyard, getting Crimson Resonator. Don't know why him, particularly, just... Then we'll attack Din. To keep Harp out the grave, I guess. Anyway, links them both off into Brute Enforcer. Harp Horror will then special summon Brass Bombard. He links away Brass Bombard into Link Karibo. Brass Bombard effect to special summon the Nightmare the Orcust Nightmare from his hand. He links everything off into Orcustrion. Then he activates Nightmare's effect, targeting Orcustrion, sending Symbol Skeleton from the graveyard from his deck. Symbol Skeleton effect will then resurrect the Dingirsu. Dingirsu effect to attach one of your banished machines. This tells me he does not know Red Rising Dragon can be sent from Din. It can't be destroyed, but if he'd sent it with Din, he sends that with Din, activates his effect, puts him to 0, attack, I'd have been in a much worse situation. I would have had to draw a non-tuner to survive. So fun fact for you all, this is why you should read your cards. But anyway, he activates Orcustron's effect anyway, returning 3 to reduce Wildman to 0 and negate its effect. He attacks, and then we Red Nova protect our tuner. The Orchestrated Release to special summon then out Link Karibo. I thought I missed game on my next turn, but I didn't. Anyway, Red Nova resurrects itself. We draw a Lance. We go in, I forget Link Karibo's effect, and we just attack directly with him. It doesn't really matter because he would have done that on his last... Oh no, he couldn't. No, I missed game. Whenever he tries to destroy Red Rising for some... Red Nova, I mean, for some reason. Forgets. Symbol Skeleton. Resurrecting Orcustron. We'll negate the attack again. Hoping we draw a tuner. Or a non-tuner, I mean. We drew Book of Moon, doesn't matter. We normal summon Crimson Resonator. Red Rising, or not Red, Red Nova over Orcustron. Crimson Resonator for game. I thought that was a quite interesting duel. Yeah, the guy clearly just never read the fact that Red Nova was unaffected but couldn't be destroyed. Was unaffected for one turn. Fine to not read that. Then on following turns, he was affected again. And also that he couldn't be destroyed. Ironic that he would try to non-target send. Then later he would try to destroy. Whatever. I hope you enjoyed that. Anyway, I quite enjoyed playing it. And, yeah. Bye. Oh, fuck.